Hey everyone, my name is Ashley Devon, and today I will be presenting ecofeminism and why gender equality and environmental justice are connected. We will explore how women are impacted by climate change, how women are leading climate solutions, and why care, knowledge, and community are essential to a sustainable future. Ecofeminism shows that the same systems that oppress women also exploit nature. It uses feminist political ecology and intersectionality to explain how gender, race, and class shape environmental risk. When women have access to education and healthcare, it strengthens community resilience and improves climate outcomes. As Bove notes, reducing gender inequality greatly reduces emissions and environmental harm. Climate change is a feminist issue because women, especially in the global south, experience the first and worst impacts of climate disasters. Structural inequalities limit women's access to resources, safety, and political power, which make every disaster more dangerous and harder to recover from. When climate disasters strike, women are often in the most dangerous positions. They are responsible for caregiving, gathering food and water, and protecting children and the elderly, which increases their exposure. Climate change affects women in interconnected ways. Pregnant women and caregivers face higher health risks during heat waves, pollution exposure, and water scarcity. Climate disasters also increase violence and deepen survival burdens. And when women are underrepresented in climate decision making, their needs and local knowledge are ignored in the same policies meant to protect them. In April 2022, catastrophic flooding hit Durban, South Africa, that disproportionately affected women of color. The damage was made worse by existing racism and inequality that left low-income communities with unstable housing and few resources. When the power and the water systems failed, women had to walk farther distances to collect water, which put them at a higher risk for gender-based violence like harassment and rape. At the same time, men who had lost their jobs during the disaster created more stress, which caused a rise in domestic violence. Even through these challenges, it was local women who led community recovery, showing that climate disasters deepen gender inequality while relying on women's unpaid labor and leadership. Environmental racism means that not everyone is exposed to the same level of environmental harm. Women of color are the hardest hit by toxic industries, polluted air, and unsafe water. In places like the UAE, access to clean and safe natural spaces is controlled by gender rules and cultural norms. This shows that climate risks aren't just about geography. Class, race, and nationality shape what environments are protected and which are sacrificed. Even though women experience some of the hardest impacts, they are also the ones leading climate change adaptation efforts in their communities. This quote captures this so well. To be a woman in a challenging climate is to be unapologetically resilient despite everything. Women often have limited land rights, income, and power in decision making, but they still carry essential environmental knowledge. A 2015 study in the West Himalayas found that women are primarily responsible for managing forests, wetlands, wildlife, and farmland to provide for their families. Their daily labor protects the ecosystems everyone depends on. Indigenous ecofeminism focuses on the leadership and knowledge Indigenous women hold in protecting land, water, and community well-being. Many Indigenous communities organize leadership through women and maternal ancestry, and their solutions, including traditional food systems, climate adaptation strategies, and care work, are often what keep communities alive during environmental change. However, policymakers rarely recognize their expertise, despite Indigenous women being central to environmental stewardship. Traditional capitalist models treat nature as a resource to extract from, while ecofeminism recognizes the earth as a living system that requires care and balance. By addressing climate change through justice and community power, we challenge the root causes of ecological destruction, not just the symptoms. Patriarchal capitalism creates pollution, inequality, and environmental loss because profit is prioritized over people and ecosystems. Mainstream climate solutions often focus only on reducing emissions, but ecofeminism says we need to transform the systems causing the harm. In this future mindset, nature is not a commodity, but a partner with its own rights and dynamics. Ecofeminism isn't just a theory, it's a global movement. Women around the world are leading climate action to protect land, water, and communities. Wangari Maathai was a Kenyan environmentalist and the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. She founded the Greenbelt movement, which empowered rural women to plant millions of trees to fight deforestation, restore water, and improve food security. Her work proves that caring for the earth creates pathways for women's rights, democracy, and long-term peace. Greta Thunberg inspired the global youth climate movement when she protested outside the Swedish parliament at age 15. She emphasizes intergenerational justice and amplifies the voice of indigenous and marginalized communities who are hit the hardest. Despite backlash, Greta continues advocating for strong emissions cuts and system level change, showing how young activists can reshape the future. Dr. Vandana Shiva is an Indian ecofeminist who exposes how capitalism and patriarchy exploit both women and the environment. By defending indigenous knowledge and women's farming expertise, she shows that resilient climate solutions must prioritize community care and ecological balance over corporate profit. The Women's Earth Alliance supports women leaders on the front lines of climate change. They provide legal support and funding so women can protect their rights to water, land, and sustainable food systems. Their motto is simple: when women lead, communities and ecosystems thrive. Ecofeminism does more than identify problems, it gives us a roadmap for change. Solutions must uplift communities who are already leading us towards sustainability. That means valuing care, honoring indigenous knowledge, and putting women at the center of climate strategies. One way to think about ecofeminist climate solutions is through a RISE framework. We must resource and protect indigenous and local knowledge that has sustained ecosystems for generations. Increase women's representation in climate leadership so their voices guide policy. Stop green patriarchy where climate decisions continue to reflect profit and power rather than reflect justice. Empower women and strengthen communities because when women thrive, the planet thrives with them. Ecofeminism rises by uplifting people and the earth together. Women are not simply victims of climate change, they are leaders. Their everyday acts of care, resilience, and environmental stewardship shows us that a sustainable future is possible. A better future is not just about protecting the planet, it's about transforming systems so everyone can flourish.